the setup that my Father in the heavens created for me, and it's set up a kind of like sensory receptor for me to know when I should do something and when I should change paths, or like he gives me cues and different people in different scenarios, and he gives me little hints on how my life is going to go and how I will be able to serve others, but also gain an incredible amount of wisdom for myself at that same time. So I was taking this class in college, and it was the hardest class that you could really take that was available at my school at the time, and it was called Honors Eco Psychology. So it was like a mixture, it was this fusion of environmental science but also psychology, and heavy into the processes that the brain experiences when it's exposed to nature as a form of healing. So this is where I learned a lot about my natural ways of healing, and this spiraled me into the holistic area. So I was studying really hard for this class and reading a lot for the class as well. And one day I booked an appointment with the president of my school, with the president of, I believe she was the president of like the liberal arts department at that time, or she may have been even higher up than that. She was really serious and really powerful. And I had this meeting with her, and I was pretty much asking her for like hundreds of dollars so that I could take these students from the eco psychology class to this island that was off the coast of New England, so that we could go there for this meeting, where they were having this meeting about the land that was going to be involved in renewable resources, in terms of renewable energy resources like windmills, and the installation of designs that were based off of biomimicry. So biomimicry is a field within the design world that is a merging of environmental design and an eco-psychology, so that people can experience something material in their lives that is based off of the design of nature. So what this means is there's many examples of it in architecture as well as in cars, just to give you two examples that you can relate to. For example, some of the newer models of cars, you'll notice that the newer models of cars are very smushed down and sleek, and they have these fish sort of fin type designs like a fish would have. And this is coming from straight out of biomimicry, which is they copied the design of the fish to get the two new SUV designs, the X6, the Beamer SUV, and the Benz SUV are both modeled off of the body of a fish. And this is to give that sleek look. It's also so that they can go faster. There's many points to it, and there are many reasons why designers copy nature. And so I wanted to take these kids to this conference because it was cutting edge, and because I felt like they could really benefit from it, right? So the president was like, I see where you're going with this, but I think you need to chill out a little bit, and I think you need to go study something else. And she was like, there's a scholarship available for South America, and I think you should apply. She said, no one won yet. She said, they leave in 2 weeks. I think you should write the paper and take it. And I was like, whoa, I did not come to this meeting for you to tell me that I should go live in a village and do environmental research for that village. I did not come here looking to go live in a different part of into a different part of the world. And I was like, but maybe she's right. I was like, if she's not going to let me go to this conference, then what am I going to do this summer? And I was like, might as well just go get extra credits down in the rainforest. So I wrote the paper. I won a $5,000 scholarship. I didn't have to pay for shit. I think I may have had to pay for like a flight or two. But we had a lot of local flights as well, and those were all paid for. So I essentially won, and I was really proud of myself. I was like, whoa, I never won anything this big before. And I was so grateful to have the opportunity. So when I was down there, I met the most beautiful people ever. I lived in paradise, and I had bug bites all over my body. But other than that, it was absolutely life-changing. And I did a couple different projects all at once. And then I stayed in contact with those villagers. And they have one internet satellite. And they have some computers down there. And the program that offers this opportunity has since been canceled, and so there are no more kids going down there. However, the Tu Shao, who is the head of the village, has asked for me to return there to finish my projects. This was like 6 or 7 years ago that I was down there. And I have since graduated, have had many jobs, have moved a lot, and have, relocated to many different cities thus far. And they're asking me to return, and I'm just like, whoa, this is cool. Like, I never would have expected you guys to ask for me out of all the people that you know and out of all the people that you met. And I'm just so honored, because that village is invite only. It's so remote and so in the middle of nowhere in Amazonia that you cannot just show up there. You have to be invited. You have to be picked up from many hours of driving. They're going to have to drive many hours to pick me up from the plane, which is a small plane that I have to take to the interior. And so anyways, they are expecting my return this fall, and I will continue my research and continue my service to them. And so let me just tell you that when I came back from South America and went back up to Boston to finish school, I definitely was a different person. And I definitely felt honored, and I just knew that I was in the right place. So the professor of that eco-psychology class ended up giving me the position of the teacher's assistant the next year. So I found myself being able to really work with the kids on a philosophical level. And I just want to thank Dr. Jeffrey Perrin for giving me that opportunity. And I also want to thank you for your hard work in the eco-psychology and environmental science fields. I know how rough it is to be a professor, and I know how much bullshit you guys have to deal with and how many hundreds of emails you have to respond to. And I'm just glad and so thankful that you're hanging in there for those kids, because you really are an important part of the staff. And I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to be involved with those honors students. And, you know, I graciously accept my challenge of going back down into the rainforest. It is an extreme climate, and it is an extreme experience to put yourself in those types of situations. And I really look forward to it. And I am planning on taking probably several suitcases full of clothing and other materials down to drop off at the village. This is what I do every time that I go to a third world country. I take an entire suitcase of stuff that I no longer, that I'm planning on not coming back with. So I left an entire wardrobe of stuff in Nepal, and many suitcases full of stuff and like technology as well. And then I also left a wardrobe in South America, and I plan on doing it again. And you know, there's nothing more beautiful than having grace in your life and allowing grace to take to do its work on you, and to allow those opportunities to come up. I never would have booked a flight there. I never would have been able to go there if I didn't win that scholarship. I never would have seen all of those giant anacondas, giant capybara, giant otters, piranhas, many different types of exotic birds. I didn't see any big cats, but we did have a jaguar and an ocelot on our pictures from our night pictures when we set up the camera traps around the trees. And then I never would have gotten the opportunity to see these amazing creatures. Black caiman. They are so scary. They have huge black caiman there, the biggest in the world. And I never would have experienced it. And I'm so grateful that I get to go back. And last time I was involved in a lot of GPS tracking, and I was involved in a lot of Google Earth type stuff, and I'm hoping that they're gonna let me do other things, because first of all, I'm gonna be spending most of my time with a family there that I absolutely love, and they have been asking me to come back, and they told me that I can come back whenever I want to. And so I'm just so thankful for these things to finally fall into place. I've been waiting for a while to have something good happen in my life, and I've been waiting for the call, and I finally got that call, and I finally have the opportunity for an exit opportunity. This is an exit opportunity for me to go to the next level, for me to challenge myself, and for me to push myself into the next level, and really shine through on my research and really dive deeper into my social connections and interactions, deeper than I've ever gone before. This will seriously be like me jumping off the cliff, and I will be really diving deep this time, because in the beginning I was coming from an institution. Like, I had to fill out certain paperwork for them. I had to work with certain doctors for them. I had to go on, more controlled research studies, and now I get the chance to finally have my own projects. And have my own experience without the overshadowing of an institution. So I just wanted to thank, I want to thank Cindy. I want to thank Ashley. I want to thank Tu Xiao and Jessica for asking me to come back. I want to thank all of the kids from that village for asking me as well, for asking for me as well. And I want to thank Dr. Jeffrey Perrin for these amazing opportunities and points of my life where I feel such great honor. And I'm so proud of myself because no one helped me do it. No one was there for anything. And it's just, it means so much. It means the world to me for me to have, for me to be able to find unconditional love and support from people all around the world, in the science community, in the art community, and in the working community. Like, I've had so many jobs, and so many people have given me opportunities for jobs as well. Like, I remember I went into one of my dream cafes in Cambridge, and I was like, this is the coolest place I've ever seen. And these are the coolest people I've ever seen too. Not the customers, the workers. So I was like, I have to work here. Like, this is my place. Like, this is me, you know? So I had one meeting with the manager, and he hired me that day. And these are just the types of things that happen to you when you're a really hard worker, and when you have a genuine essence to you. Like, you can have one meeting with someone and they're already gonna know who you are, or they're already gonna know that you're gonna work hard. So it's given me so much power and so much self-esteem for me to be such a hard worker, and like so motivated and so inspired to change people's lives through whatever it takes. However I need to push you, I'm going to push you. Like, I scream. Sometimes I raise my voice at my clients because I care so much about them, and I want them to grow so much that, like, I have to raise my voice for them to feel my passion, because I'm burning on the inside for them. I'm on fire. And other people, I want them to hear me clearly, and they need to see clearly what's going on, and they need to know that they can do anything that they want to do, and they don't have to listen to anybody, including society. These people have been systematically ostracized, systematically stereotyped, just like the people in the village. They've been stereotyped too. Like, oh, you guys don't even have guns, you guys carry machetes. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're gonna cut you up. You know, like they just because someone has a different life doesn't mean yours is better. Doesn't mean you have the right to compare. Doesn't mean that you can say that they're uneducated because they live in a straw hut, which is better constructed than your apartment and has better insulation and will last longer. Like, you need to know the full background information of what you're talking about, and you need to go down there and live with those people and bathe in those rivers to really understand how it works and how this life is supposed to go. You think that just because they have kids at a younger age that you're better than them, and that they must be poor, and that they must be lacking in abundance or lacking in understanding. No, you have it all opposite. You have it flipped. You have it inverted, just like the rest of the social stereotypes. They are so intelligent. Those are the smartest people I've ever met. And don't get it twisted. and they're not going to put you in your place. They're going to let spirit put you in your place. They're going to let you know who up top put you in your place, because I don't know, it's just that I had so many connections with these people, and I didn't have any connections with any of the doctors. Like, I didn't even like their research projects. I didn't even like their mentality, because they were coming in acting like a colonial, acting like they were better, acting like they had the right to pick this snake off of this tree and put it in this bag to euthanize it. Like, that's never going to sit well with me. That's not yours. This is not your land. You're not rightfully... I understand you have the paperwork and you're paying $100 per specimen in the airports, and you're doing it for a museum or whatever, but still, you don't have the right to strong arm these people and act like you're better than them. They know way more than you, you know? So I just wanted to say that you need to expand your mind, and you need to allow other perspectives and other ways of living into your experience, so that you can have the full, well-rounded, in-depth, abundant life experience that this life was intended to be. Okay, love you guys so much. Ciao.